these rules. First, what you want to do is draw the skeleton structure. Just put the atoms down. Hydrogen and fluorine are always going to be terminal atoms. Don't put them in the middle of a molecule. That gets chemistry professors really upset to see hydrogen in the middle with lots of bonds to things, so don't do it. And typically, the element with the lowest ionization energy goes in the middle, and there are some exceptions, and we'll see some of those exceptions. But that should be your first guess. You want to count the number of valence electrons. If there's a negative charge, you need to count that in, or if there's a positive charge, you need to subtract that from the total. Then you want to figure out the total number of electrons needed, so everyone has their full valence shell. You need to subtract these two to get the number of bonding electrons. And here are some of the things that it's really easy to make math mistakes here. So if your structure makes 0 sense at the end, go back and check your math. Assign 2 bonding electrons to each bond. If any remain, you want to think about whether you have double or triple bonds. And there's only certain kinds of atoms that can have double and triple bonds. So be careful where you're putting your double and triple bonds. If any valence electrons remain, those are lone pairs. And then lastly, you want to figure out the formal charge on all the atoms in your structure to make sure that this is a valid structure. And we're going to talk about formal charge. So first, let's just try an example. And your sheet has 2 examples on the same page. We have HCN, and we also have CN minus. So we're going to do HCN first. So don't fill your entire page, because you're going to have to write things for CN minus as well. But before we start, we need to figure out which atom is likely going to be in the middle. And so why don't you tell me what you think on a clicker question? OK, 10 more seconds.